What's the word? What's the word? Happy Monday. We had some battle rap events go down this weekend. Shout out Queen of the Ring. They had a battle rap event go down this weekend. Shout out Bullpen. They had a battle rap event go down this weekend. But NBS Central, come on, my boy. NBS Central. Shout out to NBS Central, man. Keo is somebody that I have known and I've been, you know what I'm saying, definitely been talking to behind the scenes, probably for the better part of a year now. He been around for a minute. Even, you know what I'm saying, I didn't know he had been around for 8 years, but he been around for a minute though. And just kind of watching him grow and watching NBS Central develop over my time as a battle rap media. I watched the interview, man. Shout out Proper Context Media. I watched the interview. Let me ask y'all this. Did y'all watch the interview? Man? If you haven't, go over to Proper Context Media, go over this platform, subscribe. Shout out. I appreciate you. Hey, man, I'm working a lot. I work a lot for this culture. I'm not gonna hold you. But I watched the interview. It was about 40 minutes. This is what I'll say. Proper Context. He was trying, man. You know what I'm saying? He started off the interview letting everybody know he don't normally do this. Interviews is not his thing. You know what I'm saying? He really just gives his observation a straight battle rap. This is his first time doing like an investigative story. Shout out to all the temp checkers, man. Shout out Bumpy Bars in the chat. Another NBS Central. Matter of fact, hey Bumpy, you want to pull up this morning, man? You want to have this quick conversation? I'll put the link in the chat right now. I want to talk to somebody about this. Because I watched the interview. Shout out Proper Context again. But to me, this is, and I've told NBS this, so this ain't something that he don't know. He ain't gonna be blindsided by the information I say or how I say it. Proper Context. Let me put the what is it? I'm sorry. Yeah, Proper Content Media. That's where the interview's at. But I'm matter of fact, we gonna watch a little highlight from OTFMZ's Instagram page, give you like a little quick insight to how this kind of went down, and we're gonna make it right, man. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video on your way in. Let me make sure I'm sharing the audio because you gotta do that. Let me make sure I'm sharing the audio. Yep. Audio sharing. We good to go. All right, man.
That's for we know it was Beasley.
Hey, let's check this out, man.
So I've been covering a lot of doing a lot of coverage on RBE, and I just been doing a lot of coverage. So as soon as the event was over, I did get contacted by somebody from the URL, not me. So I can't speak just for
we know it was Beasley.
Okay, I'm just gonna say the URL. So I did get contact, and I got I got receipts for that. If anybody wanna, if and I don't.
What you mean? You should have dropped the. All right, keep going. I'm sorry, my bad.
I feel, for me, I feel like I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I don't need to prove anything.
You're not about to get sidetracked. Back to they call what they say. No, I ain't doing that. What they say?
They said that, hey, you're covering a lot of RBE right now, and we don't think you should do that. And we're gonna offer you some.
Okay, so we're gonna pause right there because what? why do they feel so comfortable with asking you that though? Like you ain't like what type of relationship do you got with them where they feel comfortable enough to ask you and your platform not to blog on somebody else?
I got
Great question.
I got no relationship with them. I don't have a relationship like that for them. Have I done work for them before? Yes, I've done work with him, but it ain't a relationship like that. For me, I don't know why they contacted me, man. Like I'm telling you now, I have no reason
All
why they
right.
contacted me, and I tell myself that too. Like, why would they contact me? I'm a small
Mhm.
media platform, man. I'm not the biggest media platform. I got my following. I'm still building up, so I don't know why they contacted me. Like
All right, so
I
this is the thing though. But why would they feel why would they feel comfortable enough? And on top of that, why you of all
So let me. So pretty much, he he said ARP dropped names. He didn't have to say they name. Now all this going on, shake my head. ARP kind of messy. So here's my thing though. Keo, you knew this interview was going to drop. You said you knew this interview was going to drop. You should have already got your ducks in a row. Because once he says he's going to drop your name, you have to know, you then have to prove that you're not lying in this. I hear you saying in the interview you don't feel like you have to prove anything to anybody. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You absolutely have to prove that Beasley contacted you and offered you $2,000 in order to not cover RBE events, because you wouldn't have anything to prove if you just would have said nothing to ARP. If you didn't confirm what ARP already was assuming. Now you talk about the receipts that you have, but then say you don't want to release the receipts because you didn't even say you didn't. You say you didn't want to release this receipts because you didn't want to get messy. But in the same vein, said you would release this receipts if someone was willing to pay you for it. So which one is it? That's inconsistent. It's up now. Like, and I told you when I did my last blog, I feel like personally, your battle rap media integrity is on the line with this. And here's why. Because one thing we know about ARP holistically, ARP is very methodical. He doesn't make a lot of moves and he doesn't come out and say a lot of things unless he has evidence supporting, you know what I'm saying, his opinion and his stances on certain things. So is ARP moving out of the sign of good faith that you confirmed with him that Beasley contacted you and offered you money to not cover Divide and Conquer? That's the key. The Beasley evidence is the key, because I'm gonna be honest, I seen the screenshot. I seen the screenshot from ARP. We got that. You've already, you know what I'm saying? That's already out and about. I don't know who are you sent that to, but it's already circulating through media. So ARP, we seen that screenshot, but you not providing the screenshot from Beasley contacting you, I haven't seen that. You not providing this screen recorded conversation that you had with Beasley, I ain't seen that either. That's the key to this whole thing. You have to release that. If you have that, you have to release that, because now everybody looking at you crazy. And I know you don't want to, you're not one for, you know what I'm saying, the drama. You not want to be in the spotlight, but you there now. And the only way to get out the spotlight is to tell the whole truth. That's my major problem with this. You told half of the truth, which a half truth is a whole lie. That's what it looked like. You my homie, you my boy, but I'm gonna keep it a spade to spade. A half truth is a whole lie. So if you're telling us that ARP contacted you, you can provide evidence of that, but we haven't seen evidence and proof of Beasley contacting you, offering you this money via text message, via phone conversation. A half truth is a whole lie. And now, like, if you try to go back and clean this up, unless you provide that, that's the only way anybody's gonna take this interview. And then now with me, when me and you was gonna do this interview, right? Because here's the thing. So Keo and we were supposed to do the interview. We had reached out. I had called him when I seen the ARP. I'm gonna tell you exactly how this went down. I called NBS. I called Keo, the same person, when I saw the blog, and I was like, "Bruh, what is you doing? How did you end?" I said, "Fool, you just got out of the LTBR situation. How did you step your foot in this?" And I said, "You right smack dab in the middle of this. You right smack dab in the middle of this because ARP is dropping." You know what I'm saying? He's dropping legal terms in his blogs. He's saying the very same actions that he is accusing the URL of, he being sued for right now. He being sued for right now. Shout out everybody in the comments. Make sure y'all thumb up the video on the other side while I cover it when it's validated. Everyone keeping it in the spotlight. Because the reason this is my last time talking about it, but the reason I'm talking about it because I got hit up after I did my initial blog Saturday morning, asking me what was going on, what was up. Like league owners didn't hit me up, battle rap entities didn't hit me up, some of my supporters didn't hit me up. So I'm just letting y'all know everything I know about it. That's why I'm talking about this, and this is gonna be the last time I talk about it. But this is so how I called NBS after I seen the ARP blog. I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And he was like, angry fan. This is what he said. He said, angry fan contacted him. Salute the angry fan. I watched a good live when angry fan. Yeah, it was on there for like 3-4 hours. It was a good live on there. But shout out angry fan. So he said angry fan contacted him. He didn't take the angry fan. He said Piper Boy had contacted him about an interview. He didn't do the Piper Boy interview. He said if you weren't rocking with him before, he wasn't rocking with you now. And so me and him were gonna do this interview later that night. But I had the ref. I had, had a high school basketball game. I get done with the interview. I get done ref and I say, I'm gonna hit you up after, make sure we good. I hit him up after. He don't reply. I text him a couple times. He don't reply. He read the messages, but he don't reply. So we supposed to do the interview. Matter of fact, 9:00. And you can go to my Twitter because him and I added each other, promoting this interview or whatever. And long story short, the interview didn't happen. He said that he was driving and that we was going to, give him 30 more minutes. So it would be like a 10 o'clock interview because he hit me up like 9:20. And I was like, how much time you need? He was like, I'll be ready in half an hour. He never hit me back until the following day. So that's why you got the blog you did that Saturday morning. And that's why I say he ducked the interview, because he did duck the interview. If we have an interview time scheduled, if we promote the interview together, you say you're going to provide me an exclusive interview. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If you say you're going to provide an exclusive interview with me, I am assuming you're going to do the interview. So when I wake up and I get a notification, because I was already following Proper Context Media anyway. I was already following him because I knew him from the spaces. And he, he cool. So I got that notification that the interview was going live. I said, okay, bet. So then at that point in time, let me give you my side of the story. Let me tell you why, this interview doesn't go down. But the real reason I think you went to Proper Context Media is because you knew you could get that interview off without being questioned. You knew you could get that interview off without being questioned. You was in there tap dancing like the late great Gregory Hines. You was tap dancing around them questions, and Proper was asking you direct questions. He was asking you direct questions that you wasn't answering. You didn't get to the point that you had receipts and you had screenshots until like the latter part of the interview. Now, Proper said that was an edited interview. He said it was 2 hours of 2 hours of conversation, and that's the only thing we got is you saying you got screenshots. You didn't release the screenshots to the public. You didn't release the video recordings to the public. But you're alluding to these screen recordings. You're alluding to these screenshots that you have. Come on, my G. And you saying you don't think that you necessarily picked a side in this. Oh, you absolutely picked a side in this. Not picking a side would have been saying nothing when ARP contacted you. That would have been not picking a side. When ARP contacts you, you don't have to say that the URL contacted you. Your left hand don't never need to know what your right hand is doing. I'm just being honest. And I told him this, the moment you tell and you confirm with ARP something that he is assuming, when you already confirm what he's assuming, you have now become a casualty of war. You have. You right smack dab in the middle of it now. And that's exactly how we got here. That's exactly how we got. You could have said nothing. If you didn't take the money, no one needed to know you even offered the money if you didn't want to tell the whole story about it. And now it looks, outside looking in, again, this is just the general consensus that you clout chasing. Do it not? Do it not is a half truth, not a whole lie. You telling me some of the information, I can validate some of the information. I'm not like, make sure y'all thumbing up the video. Make sure y'all thumbing up the video. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the Cash App donations because, you know what I'm saying, I do get those notifications. All money goes right back to the channel, man. All money goes right back to the channel. But this is just the facts of the situation. Like, a half truth is a whole lie. You cannot just drop these hints, drop these crumbs of circumstantial evidence and not provide it. And do you think you was gonna come on my show and be tap dancing like that? Hell no. I don't even go live on a Friday. So I had questions lined up. I wanted to know, just like everything else. First question, why would the URL contact you? Respectfully. Yeah, you may have done some work for them in the past, maybe done some graphic work, maybe done like some audio visual work for them in the past. But why you? Now, here's my theory on that. Because if you go to NBS Central's YouTube page, they don't get a lot of traction on YouTube. However, we also know that's not where all battle rap lives at. Of course, the majority of battle rap lives on YouTube, but if you want to talk the battle rap streets, the battle rap streets is in Twitter. Twitter is the battle rap streets. And so the influence you don't have on YouTube, you do have that on Twitter because you provide in battle updates. You know what I'm saying? You provide content during the events. You're taking interview clips and you're taking quotes from interviews and things of that nature. You're putting them on your channel. You're branding yourself. So I think my only assumption, and this is why I think that they would have picked you, would be because you're in the algorithm on Twitter. And Twitter is where we get, you know what I'm saying, information in real time. That, you know what I'm saying, maybe the URL sees that as like, oh, you know what I'm saying, maybe we can keep him muzzled, keep him quiet. Therefore, you won't see a lot of live coverage about divide and conquer. Because if you look at the bigger platforms, now I know you said that other media, you know what I'm saying, other media may or may not have been contacted. But if you look at other platforms, you and LTBR are the only ones that really do live recaps, in battle recaps. Y'all doing in battle quotes. Y'all doing results of battles in real time. It's only you and LTBR. And that's across all battle rap platforms. You don't see Hip Hop Is Real doing a lot of that. You don't see 15 Minutes of Fame. I don't do that. Chris Unbiased doesn't do that. Piper Boy. It's literally LTBR and NBS Central. So that would be my only assumption on why they would have contacted you. This is, you know what I'm saying? Hey, make sure y'all thumbing up the video, man. Make sure y'all thumbing up the video. Shout out my brother Deadass Talk. I don't know if he in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Let me shout out some people that's been rocking with me. 87 and Melanin. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the temp checkers, man. Soul, bro, Harmony, URL 2K, Beat Addict, man, Bumpy Bars, Beyond Blessed. I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure that y'all thumbing up the video. If you're new to the channel, hit the bell. You already know. John Day. I mean, what's now? What's next? If I'm NBS Central, I feel like, now I know you saying you don't feel like you owe the battle rap community or anyone else to prove that these facts are true. I think you damn well do. I think you owe us that. Your name is right in the thick of things. You cannot throw 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 these stones and hide your hand. You can't, bro. You cannot throw stones and hide your hand. The stone that you threw was confirming with ARP something that he was assuming, something that he had heard. He said, "Did URL contact you?" He didn't say, "Did you hear URL was contacting other media?" He said he heard the URL was contacting you, your name, smack dab in the middle of it. Who is NBS Central? I need him. So NBS Central is another media platform that covers battle rap. They cover sports. They do, like, again, real time recaps, far as like different quotes from interviews. They've taken quotes from my interviews. They've taken quotes from Hip Hop Is Real. You know what I'm saying? All these different media that even when events are going on, they're in the building. They're getting direct quotes from the battles. They're letting you know who they think won and who lost in real time. So let's see. This is the type of scenario, or if you want to call it a narrative, that puts into question all platforms with no confirmation of facts. I think it does. Again, when you come out like this, when you come out with this type of information, you got to show proof. It's like doing math when you were in high school. You can get the answer right, but we need to see the work. We know 1 + 1 = 2. You gave us the answer, but how do we know? You know what I'm saying? You really adding this up. You got to make it make sense. You gave us a half truth, my boy. A half truth is a whole lie. And then so now you got to clean this up, because ARP, I ain't gonna lie to you. ARP, this make ARP look kind of crazy. And I like ARP a lot. I got a lot of respect for ARP. He know that. He's been on my show. I'm a huge supporter of RBE, what they got going. Wing, Lawrence, the whole staff. ARP he plays chess. He doesn't play checkers. ARP gets his ducks in a row, and he don't say anything until like he knows it for 100% certain. So he's relying on your word that his assumptions were true. So he's operating on your beliefs, your facts. So when you come out with because you could have said nothing. Once you said no comment on Twitter, you didn't have to do an interview. You didn't have to do an interview. You could have let it stay there. Again, if you didn't want to get into this, you could have never done an interview. Your name was already, you know what I'm saying? The rumors was going to be the rumors regardless. You wasn't stopping those. The rumors was going to be the rumors regardless. So you wasn't stopping that. You didn't have to do the interview, but then you did do the interview and you didn't tell everything. You want to tell some things because you want to try to keep your name out of it when you already involved. You already a casualty of war. You are the connecting piece. You are the connecting piece to ARP saying that the URL offered money and you put the money out there. You put the $2,000 out there. Now, again, I'm a civilian. You know what I'm saying? I got a regular job. I got multiple jobs. You ain't take $2,000? Because here's the thing. You could have said nothing. If you would have said nothing, if you would have took the money, right, and said nothing, who would have said anything? Who would have been like, oh, shit, NBS didn't cover that? Do you feel like the battle rap community would have been in an uproar if you would not have covered the event? NBS, you ain't got to listen, my boy. You can come up. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. This is all good. Shout out NBS Central. Again, go to his channel. But I'm telling you, at this point in time, you got to, like, you told a half truth. You were supposed to tell everything. You were supposed to tell it all. I agree. So I believe it's true on his part. ARP don't make many mistakes. No, I'm not. Again, we don't have the connecting piece. ARP is operating out of good faith. And you know what I'm saying? That also helps NBS Central in this because again, ARP don't say nothing unless he got all his ducks in a row. He don't say nothing unless it's fact, unless he's operating on the faith of fact. But when you do the interview and your story is incomplete because you don't show proof of work, we're left with questions. We're left with you know what I'm saying? We're left with a little bit of dissatisfaction because we want to know everything. If this is true, if it's true, we want to know the truth. You got a lot of big name battle rap entities and media coming out and saying NBS is lying. You look around the community, you're seeing battle rappers come out and say that NBS is lying. You're seeing other media come out and saying NBS is lying. And I'm sitting here telling you right now, I seen proof of ARP asking him the question. I seen that. And I'm going to stand on that. Unless he, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he did all that stuff for, you know, all that doctoring up from what he showed and what's floating around, because it's definitely floating around. I done seen it about 2-3 times over now. So I seen that, but we haven't seen any concrete evidence of Beasley contacting you. And here's another thing. This was a big interview, and I told you this was going to be a big interview. You should have did this on your platform. You should have did this in collaboration with Context Media. You should have did this on your own. Therefore, you could have shared it. It would have, again, just helped validate your story more. Because it's like, why would you pick this one? Respect the proper Context Media. Respect, because that's, you know what I'm saying? Again, everybody know me. I rock with all media platforms, so respect to him. But to go to a platform that only has, you know what I'm saying, a limited number of subscribers, and he doesn't have the experience in these type of interviews, it gives you a way that you can dance through the conversation and exit stage left. And we left sitting here, hold on. But what did he say? What did he confirm? What did he show? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out NBS. I'm only talking about this because people is reacting to it. And I want to clear as much stuff up as I can. You know what I'm saying? He said, I need NBS to clean this up because I respect ARP. Now it makes him look shaky. Like, to have truth, like, you're gonna have to drop that. If you got audio on Beasley, you got screenshots, I'm telling you right, my advice to you right now, drop that on your channel or drop it on Twitter. Drop it right now on your channel, drop it on Twitter. Because if you can confirm this, you know what this does for your channel, then you know what it does for your integrity. Because right now, because you said a little bit, your integrity on the line. Because you got to clean it up. That's why you got to tell the truth the first. I am a full believer in telling if you're going to tell something, tell everything. Tell everything. You can't just say this and not say that. You can't just say, well, because you never said the AR. You never said the ARP call you on the phone. Was this a text conversation? Was this, you know what I'm saying? Was this email? Like, what was going on? How was the communication happening? What could have been done different with that interview? No, proper context asks great questions. Again, the quality of the interview was not on proper context. It was on NBS to clear up everything. You can't be, like, again, tap dancing through these topics. He's asking you direct questions and you walking around. Hit the link. NBS, you can clean this up right now. You can clean this up right now. I got like another 15 minutes if you want to do that. You need to clear your name. Hit the likes, man. Hit the likes, man. I don't be asking y'all to donate to the chat like that. I don't be asking for super chats, cash apps, none of that. But, you know, just hit the like. Make sure that y'all sharing this out. This is all I'm saying. At this point in time, you in the thick of it, my boy. Now you came out and said that you was about like you're one of many that represent NBS. I don't know why they don't. Come on, son. Did y'all not like that? Was an easy assumption for me. He didn't have to come out and say that. If he's giving you in time live event quotes, he as Keo is not at every event. He has a team that has to go out and retrieve this information, and they all produce the content on one platform. So I don't know why everybody was shocked by that. I really don't understand. They're telling you to chime in. They're telling you to pull up. You got to stand on it. And that was another thing that you didn't have a lot of confidence. You looked a little nervous in the interview. I think that was another thing that I noticed. But again, like I said, I truly believe that you didn't want to be in this spotlight like this. You wasn't prepared to. You might have wanted to be in the spotlight, but I don't think you was prepared for everything that came with it. When you one of the voices of the culture, you got to stand on anything you produce. Whatever comes out here in this blog, I stand on what I say. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not saying you lying. But I also can't say you telling the truth either because I haven't seen the Beasley information. And this would just be a question. This is not me trying to muscle you, trying to strong arm you. But this is what the people want to know. That's why you do the interviews, to clear up, not to make it worse. You do the interviews to clear up the situation. You do the interviews to let people know that you're telling the truth, to provide evidence. Because at this point in time, this is an investigative interview. This is not you promoting a battle. This is not even you promoting your channel. This is an investigative interview. We're trying to find out something. We're trying to draw a conclusion about the information that you have. So if you don't put out the information or just say you got it and only are going to release it for a monetary fee, you only trying to make money off this. What does that make you look like when it comes to battle rap media? What does that make you look like if you have answers, you have information, you're battle rap media, you want to keep this level of integrity, but then you say, I'm only going to release the information if you pay me. Am I lying? Y'all out here like in the chat, am I lying? What that look like? You trying to remain neutral, but you didn't, because you could have just said nothing. You could have spun ARP off and this could have been the truth, and you could have kept this. Like you got files on battle rappers, all this. You could have kept it in that file. Insert URL offering me money. Don't say nothing. If you wanted to remain neutral, but you didn't want to remain neutral. You didn't, because you did the interview. That's another reason you didn't want to remain neutral. Because again, you said no comment on Twitter. You could have left it at that. And it could have been that. It wouldn't have kept spinning. It wouldn't have kept spinning out of control like this. Because you could have said nothing. Free promotion draws you to a bigger audience. It do. But guess what? When you're in that spotlight now, it's just like my daughter playing basketball, right? My daughter's 3 years old, you know what I'm saying? Playing on a team for like 5 and 6 year olds. Defense is solid. We good on defense. When we get the ball, that spotlight on her. Hell no, she don't want the ball. She frees up. She don't want that and I told her, hey, when the spotlight on you, baby, you gotta perform. When the spotlight is on you, you gotta perform. You're supposed to, I got A, B, C, D, E. That's what validates you as media. When you can release a story. When they do 60-minute interviews, they don't release 15 minutes of the 60-minute interview. They release everything. They give you all the evidence. That's what we're looking for. All the evidence. Everything. For you to answer direct questions. That interview should have been 20 minutes. There's no way we would have been talking for 2 hours. And still, he edited 40 minutes. I'm telling you, bro. Death will hurt his brand if he don't do you in it, my boy. Whether you want to or not, you are directly involved with this. And ARP is standing on what he said, but you got to stand on what you said. You do. And this ain't going to go away. I'm telling you it's not going to go away because I done had league owners contact me this weekend. I done had battle rappers contact me this weekend. I done had battle rap media contact me this weekend. And they all looking at me for answers. And I'm looking at you. What you looking at me for? He didn't do the interview with me. He didn't do the interview with me. So everybody contacting me, hitting me up. I ain't got no answers. I watched the video just like everybody else. I got more questions just like everybody else do. What you gonna do, NBS? What you gonna do? This is your moment. This is your 15 minutes of fame. No pun intended. But this is definitely your 15 minutes of fame. Validate yourself as media. Drop the bombshell. Because if you don't, you're looking shaky, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not lying. And I'm glad he in here so that way I don't even have to send him the video because I would have sent him the link. I ain't said nothing here I didn't tell him. You got one time to tell your truth. You got one opportunity to tell your truth. After that, if you come back with more information, it can all be questioned. These is facts. You got one time to get it right. After that, everything can be questioned. Everything. And you got to think about it like this. What is the impact? Because ARP, his name is not necessarily on the line again because he has built up so much credibility in the culture. We know he don't move unless he got his ducks in a row. But for you like doing interviews with media. You like doing interviews with other media. You like doing interviews with battle rappers. They gonna be looking at you. They're gonna be looking at you sideways. And when you got names attached to you, attacking you like Tay-Rock, when you got names you got league owners coming out saying don't mess with you. Like they are going, like that smear campaign about to be nasty work, my boy. And that's another thing about the offer. So you said you wasn't gonna take the 2,000 from your URL, but in the same vein said you wanted money to release the information. So do you want more than $2,000 to release this information? I don't know who the hell gonna pay you. I ain't putting no money in that pot. Personally, you know what I'm saying? At this point in time, I just wanted it to be over with. I'm trying to move on. Redemption this week is other things to talk about. Bullpen just had a card. Queen of the Ring just had a card. But this took over the whole weekend. It took over the whole weekend. Free yourself, young man. Free yourself with the truth, buddy. It's okay. We all here. Y'all wilding this morning. Y'all are wilding this morning, man. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. So I do think he needs to. Let me ask y'all this: if he wants to do an interview with another interview with me, if he wants to schedule another interview with me, should I do the interview? I promise you, it ain't gonna go like it did the first. It ain't that. Because I'm gonna ask some investigative interrogation type questions. I am. Because as a community, we got questions that need answers. That's just what it is. Should I do the interview if he contacts me about doing a part 2? Like there should never be a part 2 to telling the truth. Can we just admit that? There should never be a part 2 of your story in telling the truth. When somebody asks you questions, you either say no comment, you say nothing, or you say everything. Like that's half truth, whole lies. I do not like it. A lot of y'all are saying yes in the chat, man. A lot of y'all are saying yes, I should do this interview. It will detract from your platform if you do the interview with no facts or receipts provided. Oh yeah, I'm not. Oh, let's be this. He could have got that first. No, he wouldn't even got that first interview off because at that point, that first interview, if we'd have done that, I would have been asking for screenshots right there. If he talking about these voice recordings, we would have had to release all that. And now to do this interview again, you're going to have to guarantee that you're going to release all of that on camera. On camera. That's not going to be, oh, we're not about to sit here tap dancing on this topic again. No, we trying to figure it out. So you come on this platform, I need the receipts. Matter of fact, I need you to send me the receipts. That way I know they're going to be released on my show. Facts. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's disrespectful. But we got to have a better showing than what we just had this past weekend. So if you want to be on my show, NBS, and they can clip this, y'all can clip this and send this to the OTFMZ. I will only do the interview if he sends me the receipts prior to the interview. I'm only doing the interview if he sends me receipts prior to the interview. That way I know that he's for real. That way I know that information is going to be released on the show. Because this is not surviving the URL, respectfully. This is not surviving NBS Central. We're not doing none of that. This is us trying to figure out what's going on. I had a time and date the first time. You go check my Twitter. It was supposed to be Friday night at 9 p.m. These is all facts. Maybe he's nervous because URL is a big entity for his team to face. I believe he's nervous. I believe he's nervous, and I believe he didn't think like this would blow up like it did. Which I don't know how you didn't know this was gonna blow up like it did. But the moment ARP drops that interview, you got to get your ducks in a row. If you was gonna do an interview, you could have said nothing. ARP says your name. Okay, cool. Everybody looking up who is NBS Central, how, why. You say nothing. Okay, cool. This blows over. What happened was you said some things, but you said too little. You said too little. You was trying to tap dance around and not answer direct questions. And we looking at you like you gave us $2 and we going to the store to get cigarettes on Friday. This ain't enough. And you looking at us like, make it enough. We can't make it enough. You gave us $2. Do you know how much a pack of cigarettes costs? We need that. So, like, it's nasty work right now. It's nasty work right now. And I don't like people to believe that NBS Central is, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing what they saying. They saying that like you seeking clout, like you looking like a clout chaser. I don't like the fact that they're talking about you like this, NBS Central. And this is why I wish you just would have done an interview with me from the get-go. You could have either done the interview with me or anybody with a major platform that you was gonna be that was not gonna let you do all of that. No, right here. We ain't got that kind of time to be wasting on a Friday night, respectfully. Not 2 hours. Not 2 hours. 2 hours for that? No, my boy. No, my boy. 2 hours? Come on, son. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. It's like I said, this will be my last time talking about it unless he agrees to do the interview. The offer is on the table, but I'm only doing the interview if he provides me the receipts prior to the interview. Because if you provide, I'm gonna tell you right now, you provide me receipts prior to the interview and then you don't show up for the interview, oh, I'm dropping that shit. I'm dropping that shit. Because you're not about to play me again. You spun me off the first time and things happen, life happens. It's cool. It's cool. I'm cool with it. And shout out Proper Context because you felt safer to go on his platform. You felt like that was a more that was a friendlier platform that was going to give you an opportunity to tell your side of the story. Cool. I'm cool with that. But understand over here, there's a reason why they call me Mr. Check the Temperature. There's a reason why the show is called Temperature Check. Because we're going to ask the hard probing questions that the community wants to know. These are the facts. That's what it's about. My honest opinion versus your honest opinion. You provide the evidence. Let the battle rap people decide. Shout out Kayshawn Lawyer. What's up, my boy? What's up, my boy? I appreciate that cash app. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Um, but that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That, you know what I'm saying? I hope he clears it up because you know what I'm saying, he does have a lot of potential as battle rap media. And this is definitely a story that if he does clear up in its entirety, would do amazing things for his battle rap credibility. But I think if you let this play out in the wind another 24 hours, the conclusion is that you're not telling the truth about this. The conclusion is that you are seeking attention. The conclusion would be is that you lied, to be quite frank. Do I think that you lying? Not necessarily. Like I said, I know what you showed me, but I know I need to see more. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. But man, I appreciate what y'all rocking with me so tough this morning, man. Make sure y'all thumb up the video on your way out. If you're new to the channel, please hit that bell button, subscribe. Shout out my brother Deadass Talk. Shout out NBS Central, man. Again, good dude. But yeah, interview, you got to do better. Go to proper context media if you want to see the whole video and the whole interview in full. Man, shout out everybody in the chat. As I assume he would have done the same with anybody. No, he wouldn't. I ain't gonna lie to you. He wouldn't have did the same with anybody. You think Angry Fan would have went for that? You think Piper Boy would have went for that? You think Black Compass Media would have went for that? You think I would have went for that? You think Vital, like, that interview wouldn't have been that long if he would have just tap danced that whole time. No one has the patience to deal with that. And that's what I'm saying. So, NBS, I hope you clear this up by way of me, by way of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or you just leave it, let it stay and hope this thing blows over. I don't know, man, but I'm just glad I ain't involved in it. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know the motto. We ain't just getting started. I've been here.